Hi Queen, it's Melissa Knox Brunson of thequeencode.com, and today I want to have a real conversation with you about money. You know, if we're really honest with ourselves, we could all agree that we would love to have a large amount of money, and there's nothing wrong with that. Money is not a bad thing. Money is a great tool. Money gives you greater reach and you can help more people. Money is greater access to bigger and better experiences and opportunities. And it really annoys me when I hear people get so holy and self-righteous about the issue of having a lot of money, thinking that there's something noble about being in poverty, thinking that there's something good about being poor. When again, if we're all honest with ourselves, who wouldn't want to be rich, right? You know, years ago when I was, just a child, I remember saying to myself, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, but I know I want to be rich. And I said that because I was tired of living that broke life. You know, being broke is no fun. We were all placed here to really have grand experiences, to see and hear and touch and taste the best that life has to offer. So I just wanted that. And there was nothing wrong with that. And in the beginning of my life, that desire to be rich actually informed a lot of things that I did. You know, I actually went to school with the passion to pursue law because in my neighborhood, when I looked around at all the people who were rich, they were either doctors or lawyers. And I know that, I don't like the sight of blood. I don't like the sight of anyone else's mucus or anything like that. So I knew that doctor was immediately out. I knew that wasn't going to work. But I told myself, I said, I think I can do this law thing. Maybe I can be an attorney. And so in the beginning of my life, that's the reason why I chose going into that field. And, I went off to college to study to eventually become an attorney. And so when I was in college, that pursuit didn't stop. I was still looking for ways to get rich, looking for ways to live that big, abundant life that I always wanted to live. And, it actually led me to a lot of get rich quick schemes. It led me to a lot of really, really good network marketing companies. And the companies, again, they were good, but I was in them for the wrong reason, trying to get rich, trying to figure out how to get large amounts of wealth, wanting to live that great life. And I'll never forget the day when I was sitting at my computer. Again, I was in college, sitting at my computer, and I did a Google search, and I typed in how to get rich. And when I hit the enter button, of course, all the listings came up. And I kind of scanned through them, and the first couple of ones were like, just promoting something that I didn't want to buy. And eventually I came to a listing that had that caught the word rich, and it was a listing for a biblical scripture. And so I kind of got excited, and it piqued my interest, so I clicked on it, and the scripture popped up, and it said, "Behold, I counsel you to buy from me gold refined by fire, that you may become rich." And it actually said some other stuff, but again, my tunnel vision was like, I'm trying to get rich. Like, how do I get rich? How do I become rich? So I really honed in on that part, and it said again, "Behold, I counsel you to buy from me gold refined by fire, that you may become rich." So looking for riches, I became very intrigued with this whole refining gold by fire. Like, what did that mean? And I started doing research, but it would be years later until I really understood what that meant. When you think about refining gold, the process of refining gold, what happens is you take raw gold and you place it in a container, and then you put other elements inside that container, and then you create a mixture, and the last element you add is heat. And not just any kind of heat, you add extreme heat. And what happens is, because of the mixture that's in that pot and that heat that's added, all of a sudden, everything that's not authentic to that gold, everything that's not true to in the true nature of that gold is pulled away, and it bubbles to the surface. So you take raw gold, you place it in the right environment, and you add heat, and all of a sudden, all the impurities bubble to the surface. That's the process of refining gold. So, Queen, you're listening to this video right now because you know deep in your heart that there's something more that you should be doing. You know that there's more for you. And even though you may not know what the more is, you can feel it. And in this way, you're like raw gold, right? Raw gold is something with great potential. And somewhere beneath the surface, we're all raw gold. But we only become very valuable. We only become as pure gold when we go through that process. See, it's in that process when that gold is really put to the test and that heat is added, when those impurities bubble to the surface, what's left is something that is of the purest value, something that's very, very valuable, pure gold. So, Queen, here's the thing. You know, I was searching for many years for the outer riches, for the big material possessions, for the house and for the car. But what I had to realize was that when you're walking a divine path, the inner riches come first, then comes the outer riches. When you're walking a divine path, all the material trappings that you see in a person's life is just a manifestation of something rich going on inside of them. But in order to get there, you have to be willing to go through that process. You have to be willing to grow. You have to be willing to withstand the refiner's fire, that heat. Because, Queen, nothing on this earth grows without heat. So lots of times we want the material trappings, but we don't want the thing that you have to do in order to get it. We don't want the heat, but we want the success and we want the outer stuff. And when you're walking a divine path, it just doesn't happen that way. And I have to say it that way because we can all turn on the television and see all these crazy reality stars that are getting wealthy and rich in a way that's not authentic, okay? So, Queen, my question to you today is, do you really want to be rich? Do you really want to be rich? Now that you know what that means, now that you know that as you walk this divine path, your inner riches have to precede the outer riches, and the inner riches come when you are refined in that fire, do you really want to be rich? Do you really want to go through what it takes to come forth as pure gold? My assignment to you this week, Queen, is I want you to look in your life. If you've answered yes to that question, I want you to look in your life. And I want you to identify the situations where you know that you're kind of like tiptoeing to your destiny and you're kind of tiptoeing around the fire, maybe sticking your toe in, but you're not jumping all the way in. Identify those situations, Queen, and make the decision to jump in. Make the decision to go all the way, because that's the only way that you truly become rich. Now, in the meantime, while you're doing your assignment, I do have a free gift for you. If you go to my site at www.thequeencode.com, you can get your copy of my free download, Queen, You Were Born to Succeed. Now, in this audio, okay, you're going to get the complete blueprint for how you can really step into your power and reign in 2012 and beyond. You're also going to find out which queen type are you. Okay, you could be 1, 2, or all 3, who knows. So in the meantime, go to that site, www.thequeencode.com, and claim your free gift. And I'll talk to you soon.